Alex here with the legal nuts and bolts video on the anti-SLAPP special motion to dismiss. I am kicking myself now for not looking up what SLAPP stands for. I know it's S.L.A.P.P, Strategic Lawsuits Against Political something. Anyway, look it up for yourself if you want to see exactly what that is. Basically, um, what the anti-SLAPP special motion to dismiss was designed for was to shut down cases as quickly as possible where it was an issue of free speech and or freedom of the press. I don't know if those are I think they're the same thing, encompassed by free speech. Anyway, um, these types of lawsuits, when they're filed against people, usually the company or whoever's filing, most of the time, they don't care if they win or lose. They're not actually trying to win a lawsuit. They're just trying to shut you up. Almost always within a few weeks or maybe months, the other side will say, you know what, if you just shut up, if you just pull down that article, if you just close that web page, if you just stop saying bad things about us, then we'll dismiss the lawsuit. And of course, it comes with strings attached because they'll want you to enter a written stipulation which binds you, and it can have some pretty horrendous penalties if you end up breaching that stipulation. So the ultimate goal of these lawsuits is to just shut people up. It's not to win, and the process invariably is coercing a settlement because the person who's filing the lawsuit, if it's a corporation, they have deep pockets, or a rich person that has more money than the average person. They don't mind spending a few dollars on shutting down some free speech that's hurting, that's damaging to them. These lawsuits were super effective in the past, and so the anti-SLAPP special motion to dismiss was created to deal with that problem. I just wanted to do a quick video on it because somebody brought it to my attention on Quora. So anyway, just going into it, there's I think 2 or 3 things I really need to mention. The first thing is the anti-SLAPP special motion to dismiss can be filed very early on in a case, just like a normal motion to dismiss. But you have to also show that the issue at hand is a free speech issue. And I believe you have to allege that the other side, the only reason they're filing it is to get you to just shut up. They don't care if they win. It's not a sincere lawsuit that they actually want to carry all the way to the end and collect money damages. They just want to shut you up. Um, the second thing, well, the first thing is it completely just shuts the case down. If it's granted, the case is closed, it's over. So you don't get dragged through the entire formal litigation process. You don't have to spend an insane amount of money on an attorney. And yeah, that's it. It ends right away if it's granted. If it's denied, now here's what's curious. A normal motion to dismiss that's denied is not appealable because the order doesn't close the case, meaning the order is not dispositive. An order granting a motion to dismiss is the end of the case, unless it only grants it partially in some way. Let's just assume an order, a dismissal is granted on all the parties in the case. The case is closed, so it's appealable. But an order denying a motion to dismiss, all that's saying is the case gets to stay open, which means it's an interlocutory order that cannot be appealed. You can challenge it by writ petition. Please watch the video on writ petitions if you want to know how complicated those are. Review is not mandatory, which means the court may not even consider the writ petition just because it doesn't feel like it. Not because you're wrong, just because they didn't feel like it. Whereas an appeal, the appellate court must review the issues on appeal. It's mandatory review, which is a big deal. Anyway, the anti-SLAPP special motion to dismiss has a special power where if it is denied and the case stays open, you do have a right to appeal that order denying. So that's the first difference right there. The second difference with the anti-SLAPP special motion to dismiss is that if it is granted, you get to recover attorney's fees. That is mandatory. Attorney's fees is an incredibly complicated issue. I will just say this, that absent some other mechanism and there are mechanisms to make it mandatory, or if it's like under a certain dollar amount, absent some kind of special circumstance, generally speaking, the district court in a district court case in Nevada does not have to award attorney's fees. And in fact, if it's over a certain dollar amount, the district court cannot award the attorney's fees unless, of course, as I mentioned, there's one of those special circumstances that comes into play, and there are a bunch of them. So I might do another video on attorney fee awards in Nevada. I might not because it is so technical. I do know a lot about them, so I could probably bring it up just to make people dizzy so that they learn that you have to research things because things aren't always so clear in the law. But anyway, With a special motion to dismiss, if it's granted, you do recover your attorney's fees and they must be awarded. So I think I ended up covering three things there. The first is that they're appealable, which means mandatory review, which is great. The second is that you get attorney fees, so not only do you stop the lawsuit, but you get to recover your fees if the other side has the money to pay them. Hopefully, it's kind of weird to say this, but hopefully it was a big corporation, because then you know they have deep pockets and they can pay your attorney fees back. If it's just some poor guy, just some guy with no money, and you get your anti-SLAPP special motion to dismiss granted, you're going to be really frustrated because that guy might not have any money to pay your attorney fees back. That does happen in regular lawsuits all the time. It's kind of just a thing in American courts, and companies learn how to deal with it through various ways and means. And anyway, I'm not going to go into that. And then the third thing that I mentioned is that the anti-SLAPP special motion to dismiss cannot be used in any case. It has to be used in one that has to do with free speech and freedom of the press, something like that. Now that I'm sitting here thinking about it, before I end this video, I may be confusing it with the anti-SLAPP special motion to strike. They're one and the same. I don't know if the motion strikes the complaint or if it triggers a dismissal on the case. The end result is the same. The case is dead. So I may look it up afterwards and post something in the description below, or change the title of this if I discover that I didn't get the name of the motion right. But I know it's either a motion to dismiss or a motion to strike. It's one of the two. It might be different in different states, so that might be what's confusing me, because I know other states have the same mechanism. For example, California has it. Anyway, with that, I'm going to go ahead and end this video, and I'll see you guys next time.